Yo 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 yo. So, oh cool. I got a little pop-up that was telling me how to do remote play together, which I kind of forget about. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna just not have planned to do that and just start it, but it is cool that it gives you a little reminder of what I'm guessing is a feature. Why does Steam keep increasing features like that? Oh, I know why. One, the more you have, the greater the reason for someone to use your platform, right? And then there's the Epic Game Store. There's the Epic Game Store and GOG, and also consoles to compete with. I guess you can't play local co-op games over the internet on consoles or GOG. You might be able to on... Actually, that would probably be some of the streaming services such as Xbox One Cloud or whatever the fuck it's called, and Stadia would be great at it. I mean, great compared to systems that don't have a fully realized infrastructure for streaming the video from one place and including all the... Oh man, I need these guys to get away from that thing. That water barrel, in case they have explodies in their scroties. No, I think a streaming thing, that's basically what's happening, is the shit's getting streamed from my house to someone else's, and if it was at a third location, it would just have to stream directly to both of us and input both of our commands in a similar way. So it might be easier from that starting point to do something with it. Man, this is shit. Okay, there we go. He gave us an opportunity to get out of there. But yeah, I don't really see consoles doing that anytime soon. I guess Microsoft could because they have that streaming network, and PlayStation has like the PlayStation Now or Play or whatever the terrible one-word overused. PlayStation Go, PlayStation Plus is something else. But that naming convention that's become like all the rage, where they just have the regular product plus some weird single word descriptor attached to it. Oh! And I don't know, it's always weird, man. It's weird, the trends. For a while there was a take a letter out, take a vowel out of a random two-syllable word. Grinder, friender, tumbler, giver, driver, writer, all of those kind of things where they just throw the R. I guess it probably is sometimes in non-ER words, but that seems to be a pretty standard place to use it. Tinder probably, I think Tinder actually just spells it like regular stuff. I don't know. The only thing I know about Tinder is that you go on Reddit and make jokes about people's names on their Tinder profiles to get karma. I don't know anything else about Tinder. I mean, I know that you date people on it. Or it started off as hookups and now it's marriage. I don't know. Oh shit. Okay, I thought that was gonna drop directly in the water. That room was amazing. The dog found a key. Sorry, I just ripped apart like a gross turd. Like, whoops. Oh, I cannot believe I got hit there. But I was like, exercise. Oh wow. It's like exercise. What the fuck? What? Was that too, like, crazy good? Oops, I shouldn't open that one. Blue chess? Or brown chess? I can't believe I opened that stupid blue. A brown would have probably given us another key. Well, we can destroy it. But the brown chests on this floor were fucking good. Holy crap. And now we get to be, what's her name? Basically, with a better revolver. Better, yeah, revolver? Oh, God, my back. We were watching, the original Incredibles, and, doing some exercises, and now my back's all fucking sore. I don't know why, Jackie just really wanted to watch, the Incredibles tonight. So we did. Ooh. The spread is so low. And the shotgun. Shotgun, give it to you. Whoa. Pretty dumb. Dumb position on my part. Get these guys out of here. Let's blow them both up. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that happened. This is the same night that I recorded the last video. But I got a haircut from my wife, which is amazing. She's getting like better every time. She's also getting like less, what's the word? Less like offended by suggestions, which means that like it's easier to communicate like when something isn't working. So there was a little issue, and then like I just told her that, you know, what if we tried this and saw how it worked, and then we did, and it ended up looking even better. And it's like, it's just like, this sounds kind of dumb and like kind of cheesy, but it's really nice to be able to just have like, oh man, like a clear and open discussion about something without feelings getting hurt, you know? Like, because it's very hard to tell someone like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, but you know, this isn't how I'd like it to work out or whatever. When you think that, like, that's exactly how I feel. Like, she's done a great job. Sometimes there's like one or two little things that I would do differently if I had any skill. And then I tell her that, and she's like, hey, man, that sucks. Blah, 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 blah. So we'll get the key. We'll maybe get the anvil. We can sell stuff. I don't know about the anvil, though. It's good, but I don't think it's like, you know, a game changer. It kind of is, especially with my current situation being pretty balls-tastic. I think I want to put it in this one, yeah. But I have like I have a lot of weak guns right now. But yeah, I don't know. Got a haircut. We watched 3/4 of The Incredibles, the original one, which is a great movie, and it's weird to see, like, just like how perfectly paced, how perfectly set. The design is so amazing. The acting is great. Like how good a Pixar cartoon movie can be, especially when it's like an original IP that they've really invested the time into. It's weird when like I don't think Incredibles 2 is bad. I actually think it's really great. I've seen it like I think 3 or 4 times already, which as weird as it sounds is I just don't like watch a lot of new movies multiple times. I've had a really, oh my god, a really hard time like rewatching any new movies that I've picked up recently, like just because there's too much shit out there. It makes me sound like I'm 400 years old to just be like overwhelmed with choice, but I think everybody feels it to some degree. It's just people are more used to just kind of like watching the new thing that pops on Netflix and then watching new thing that pops on Disney Plus, and then watching the new thing that pops on HBO, and then everybody watches it. I don't watch a lot of stuff. Every show or movie or whatever that I watch, that's kind of it. That's kind of a majority of the watching for me. I'll watch, like, I'll throw a YouTube video on while I'm doing something else, but like if it's a movie that I need to sit down and pay attention to, or I feel I need to sit down and pay attention to, I get so bored. Like when we were watching The Incredibles, I was doing my Ring Fit Adventure because, like, that's, I don't know. It feels like I can get something else done. But if I'm just, if we were gonna watch The Irishman, right? If we were gonna watch a Scorsese movie, I would probably just sit down and watch just that and not do anything else, and not have my switch on in the room or whatever, and not anything else. It would just be like time to watch Scorsese, and that's all you can really do right now. Like, which is, I'm making it sound like it's a bad thing that sometimes you want to sit and focus, but I mean it as an absolute positive. I mean it like that's not a movie that one should. I mean, neither is The Incredibles, but I've seen it like a number of times. Incredibles 2 I've seen like 2 or 3 times, which is where this conversation started, where I was talking about how rare that is for me, for newer media properties. I don't rewatch. Like, I've been wanting to rewatch The Last Jedi because after I watched it and enjoyed it, everyone told me that I was an idiot for liking it. And I haven't rewatched it, and I feel like I'm conceding that I didn't like it. I don't know what movies I've rewatched that I've seen in the last... We wanted to see The Handmaiden by the same guy who did Snowpiercer, or Old Boy, or one of those movies. The Handmaiden was an incredible fucking movie, and we've been talking about getting that like on Blu-ray and rewatching it for, oh my god, for quite a while, and we just haven't. We just don't rewatch. Dang, that's crazy. JK-47 is not bad, especially in this situation right here. Wow. Okay, well, there's like no chance I can... I'm gonna drop this because I actually just don't like it enough. I don't think there's anything else I can get rid of that I feel okay with. Yeah, I don't know. It takes a lot for me to want to watch a movie a second time. And anytime I start to, it's like, why wouldn't I put on something brand new? Like, I feel the fool for wasting my time. Even stuff that I, like... So I just reread, If on a Wondrous Night of Travel by Italo Calvino. And I've been wanting to reread that for a fucking long time. You know, because the me that read it when I was in high school is not the me that I am now. So I've been wanting to see, oh fuck, wow, if how I would take some of it. And then, you know, there's some stuff about it that I guess doesn't strike me as impressive because I've seen the impact it's had on books and video games and movies and stuff like that, which is unfair. I've seen it in other places, so it doesn't seem as like striking, but it's definitely still super like significant book, which I suggest anyone reading. I suggest anyone read, I guess I should say, but I don't know, it's really hard. It kind of feels like some of the ideas have been overused, which is not fair to the book that probably did a lot of them first. But it also is a little bit like hyper self-referential, and feels a little like masturbatory because of that. I mean, but that's like the point. It's kind of the point of the book is all about books. I don't know. I was talking to Jackie about it, and it feels kind of like wrong. It feels kind of misplaced to say that it's masturbatory when the book is about how books impact people and et cetera, et cetera. Like, it'd be masturbatory if it was like Stephen King writing himself into the Dark Tower. Like, or just like, instead of coming up with an interesting idea, a guy just says like, I'm gonna Deus Ex Machina this by making myself the Deus. What the fuck? Is this gonna go around that room? Nope. Ooh, baby, this might be money bags. Money bags. Definitely give her the one now. I'll give her more later. Don't you worry. I don't know if we're doing the rat this time. Oh, I already had access to it? What? Weird. Anyway, we're not doing the game until we see if we can get a flight on this floor. This may be the best gun for this boss. It's definitely not if I freaking miss. I said come on for purple gods. I said come on for purple gods. Ooh, shit. Stay still. Jeez. There we go. There we go. And then another boss weapon. Okay. 3 more bloods to sell. Shoodly doodly 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 doo. I've also been playing some Sayonara Wild Hearts, which I played after I finished streaming the last Gungeon episode. And oh my MG God, is that good a game? Is that good a game? Wait, it's right here. Jeez, that's a weird spot. Stop, dog. Aww. Stop, dog. I really don't like this freaking dog. I just had that one crash, and I'm like hyper nervous about it now. Ooh, Johnny Duffel, you could have made me so much more money on this floor, buddy. That's not flight. Doesn't matter if this is flight. It's not. Dang, it is so far to get to this guy. Well, we'll try the game anyway. Hopefully we can get at least one. But if not, why do you call me Prof? Professor? don't feel like the hunter's a professor. Or maybe that's showing how little I know about the story. But yeah, Sayonara Wild Hearts is like, it's like ticking boxes for me. It's like, it's giving me some of the stuff that I want in a music video. Man, so close. Oh. I think I'm gonna go a little heavy on this because I got the extra heart thing, and also because it stops me from using this sword. And I do not, I just don't wanna, I don't wanna do it. Doodly doodly, doodly doodly, doom, doom, doom. Yeah, I don't know, like a music game with a super dope style. They say, you know, style is something to be wary of. I don't know if anybody says style is something to be wary of, but I feel like style is something to be wary of because it usually masks a lack of substance. And I can already like fully feel that this game doesn't have a lot of depth to it. I feel like you can kind of memorize your way to gold ranks and everything, kind of how you could with most music games. So that's another part of the reason why I'm not giving too much of a shit about that. I mean, even like, that's like the point of music games, right? You figure it all out and then you remember it and then you master it. But anyway, it's so fucking stylish. It has this feel of like being so reminiscent of so many other games that I don't know, games that I love. Like it feels like it takes some cues from Persona series. It uses, oh fuck, that was not the direction I meant to roll in. It uses the, cards, you know, 126 for the Old Knight's Flask. We'll see. With the vampire, the Old Knight's Flask becomes a very, very useful thing. Why are there books just falling off of the walls? You dirty rat. You've got to be shitting me with that, starting off with a gun like that. It was nice to kind of get it over. I guess what's he gonna do? What's it gonna be? Yeah, let's fully talk about one thing that I've done. Okay, let's list all the things first. Exercise on Ring Fit, that's fucking standard shit at this point. Oops. Watched most of The Incredibles. Jackie started falling asleep, which, you know, that happens with movies with her. It's hard to get upset about something that is like expected at this point, but you know, it's kind of ruined some of our movie time hangouts. Oh my god, that sucked. Before as a couple, but this time it was kind of like I knew that she was putting on the movie to use as a sounding board for Z's. So I got to do my exercises while that started, and then I finished. We were hanging out and watching it, and then eventually she slipped into slumber. And it was totally cool. It was actually really nice. We watched Marriage Story last night in a similar way. We were actually in the office watching Marriage Story with while I worked out. I've been like I don't like doing anything that feels like I'm bragging about any part of my life, because it's... What the fuck? What the fuck is going on with me? It's very easy to see that, like, you know, I'm pretty, like, lucky to have things as good as I have, but it's also not so good that I should be, like, kissing my own ass about it. Oh, I just ripped another fart! Let's finish this floor, and then we'll decide if we want to go with that. Now, I know that this is not as good of a weapon as the heroin. The heroin takes so fucking long to shoot. That was a horrible looking fight, and it was pretty stupid for me to even have gone into it at that point, without really considering my situation. But it's okay. Hopefully we'll either get another blank, or we won't be able to find the other secret rooms. So it won't matter anyway. I don't want to buy a blank, especially if I want to buy the old Knight's Flask. But we'll also see if we get another active item, and then we'll determine whether the old Knight's Flask is even on the table. Oh man. When you don't fully charge all the way the heroin, it makes it feel like the whole gun is a fucking joke. Like a bad one. Check it. Jacket pup. Okay. I'm all about it. I'm all about this policeman. Yuck. This was the wrong secret. 126 is a fucking lot. Sling? Sling ding ding. Mailboxes, ETC. 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 Yeah. That sucks. Stop. There's the other blank. Now we just gotta find the freaking thing. That was a little scary. I thought I was gonna stop my roll directly on those spikes, so I just kind of kept moving without looking. Man, fuck. Huh. I hate this spider. Look at the spread on that. Jesus Christ. So now we got A and J, which is gray and jade. 9. You're not thinking of any numbers at all. These two guys over here are a little bit too desperate for my attention. So that was a lot of money spent on essentially infinite ammo, or health. We're not going to the rack. Good. Good, 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 good. Ugh. I think this camera is, like, looking real good. Yeah. let's just use it now. Be at full. And go from there. Man, it is weird how many just straight up key drops we got. We have 0 curse, right? Stop shooting at that guy. Just to reflect shots back to him. What's an Erlenmeyer flask? I feel like I know. It's one of the things along with a graduated cylinder and a Bunsen burner that you have in a middle high school science class. Depending on which part of the country you are in. Okay, so we'll be selling again. We'll be making double money. So that purchase doesn't feel so ridiculous now. The opportunities to make money on this run have been thick and thorough. And it's thick with a whole bunch of C's. That's another thing that came up. We were talking about the character design of Helen Parr, aka Elastigirl, and so this is a pretty like she's a gross character, right? She's like a sexualized freak, basically, like, and that's probably not nice to say because she's like a really great character. I love her role in the story. I think all of the characters are very, very fully fleshed out, and the story wouldn't work otherwise. If there were any flat, flaccid characters, it would feel like, I don't know, maybe Mirage is a little one note, but she even flips on her initial role. She has a little bit of sympathy that she doesn't need to have, I guess. Frozone is kind of just token. He's Samuel L. Jackson. He's always Samuel L. Jackson. But I don't know. It's like Helen Parr is a hard thing to talk about because she's like very obviously like a sexualized character, right? She has a giant ass, tiny hips, big tits, giant eyes. Like she was a male design character, pretty obviously. But like, and that, you know, that's gross. It shows up in comic books and superhero tropes all the time. Women looking like the result of the masculine gaze and nothing else. But then, like, I was talking to Jackie about it, and she definitely feels the same way. But I was like, let's look at Mr. Incredible. Let's look at Robert Parr. What is his design connotate? He's a guy with a giant chest, giant biceps. He gets out of shape at one point, but then he just like does a montage and is back to looking like, you know, like a super unrealistic Adonis. Like he's like a character that is just every physical aspect of manhood, like cranked up to the most ridiculous degree. His chest is like enormous. His legs are these tiny little stubs that are just there to move his chest around. It's beyond absurd. But men aren't sexualized. Like, it's like, even when a character looks like that, oh fuck, they're not really being developed for the feminine gaze, but it's like hard to say what's like hyper, you know, cartoonishly athletic and what's like overt sexual when it comes to men, because men aren't sexualized. Maybe they are to some people, maybe they are specifically to people who are interested in men, but like it doesn't ever feel like it. It feels like men are just kind of like, they're a culmination of their features and not just their features, which is what Mrs. Incredible feels like. I don't know. It was weird. It's a weird thing, and I feel very much two ways about it. Yuck, man. I could buy that other one and have another dual wield situation. What's this? Kindle's blanks. We could do some more blanks. Whatever. Let's just buy it. You know what? I'm tired of holding on to weapons that I don't want to use ever. Why shouldn't I sell them? It's weird to be at 0 keys, but we've had extra chests on every floor and extra keys on every floor, but finally got to the point where the one caught up with the other. I actually... Ooh, shit. Okay, I didn't lose its energy. I actually might need to start considering saving ammo. I mean, I'm gonna sell this gun. No questions asked. I'm not gonna ask any questions about what I'm gonna sell. I'm just gonna sell it. And it's gonna be easy, and no one's gonna care because it's not even worth that much. I guess it's kind of worth that much. Man, look at his animation is so cool. When he pulls the trigger, like he like closes his eyes. Oof, that's a big bit of damage. Yes, please. Yes, please. Do I? I think I don't have any modifiers, do I? Yeah, the whole Elastigirl, like, I remember for a little while people were talking about her being thick. And Jackie said at one point, you know, she felt like Elastigirl was designed for someone on the internet to make porn about her. Oh, God. And I was like, I've heard people say that before. People say that about, like, Overwatch. Like, the characters are... The reason that Overwatch is successful... I've heard Roddy specifically say that the reason that Overwatch is successful is because they make characters that people want to do porn of. And, like... King's Crown or whatever wasn't successful, and it had ridiculously over-sexualized people. Like, I mean, the gameplay on top of it was a totally different thing, but, like... I don't know, that seems like such a backward argument. Like... Most media properties try to have sexy characters, right? That's like every game, every movie, every thing with visually represented characters. Even things that aren't visually represented characters, like freaking books try to be sexy. But like, it's weird that when it's like, I mean, you know, Pixar's making family-friendly stuff, and they got Mrs. Ass, like, fighting bad guys in spandex. I don't know. I don't know. the whole thing feels, I feel so weird about it, because yes, they could have put her in more practical clothes. They could have made her features less so, but I never thought that people were looking at her like she was like a fuckable character, like, until people started talking about how thick she was with 2 C's. And it's like, it's weird to me. I don't know, like, that feels weird that, like, they see a cartoon ass and they're like, they made that so I want to fuck it. But it's also weird for the other reason. It's weird because, yeah, character designers, they know what people want to look at. Like, Jesus Christ, I bought a key. I don't think I needed to. But yeah, it's just fucking weird. It's. Do you make everyone look like a regular Quaker so that there's not this, like, outcry against the sexualization of the characters, or do you just let people sexualize who they're gonna sexualize? Because they're gonna sexualize just fucking everybody. Like, they're just gonna sexualize everybody. Every female character is going to get sexualized because, whoops. So I guess that's what we do now. Like, there are people out there sexualizing Zootopia characters, male and female. They're sexualizing the hell out of all of them, and it's like, you can't win. They didn't make that for having a fuck buddy. The whole fucking audience did. Definitely did. I don't know, man. It's one of those things that I really I don't know what my argument is, or if I have an argument, or it just kind of seems like everything's kind of screwed. You're damned. Oh boy, I should not have let that get that close. Damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You know, like, I've also seen where people talk about, like, how boring certain character design is in certain properties that then feel the same or a similar way about the over-sexualization of other properties. Ooh, I like it. I'm very happy to get this. Oh, why didn't I just turn this in? Why am I holding on to anything? Team head wanged. Homing bullets will kind of make up for the eye patch a little bit. U-pad will give me more items. Oh, it's right there. Let's see if we can find. Can I steal? No. So there's absolutely nothing worth stealing. Get us the fuck out of here. Get this one the F. Hey, let's see if this has a synergy note. Get the effing fuck out of here. We're not going to use this one either. And we're going to go. When I exercise, especially if I do ab exercises, I am left with a farty butt. My butt gets farty. And I don't know what to do about it. If there's anything to do, if you just accept that if you work out afterwards, you have a fart butt. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but for me, I do a little crunches and then I do a little burp and fart. And it makes sense because I'm squeezing and, unsqueezing my gut-lords. My whole gut zone. Wow. I was just going to talk about how homing bullets actually make you know, this an incredible weapon and how safe, good everything should be. And then I just kind of stood there. So I'm kind of shocked that the cop is still keeping on. We all know he's not long for this world. But how not long is what we do not know. Donut cop, get it. I don't think that the that thing is actually. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm so inconsistent with that one. There we go. That's how not long it is for this one. Stay fast. Give me the vengeance. Give me that extra damage. Thank you. And I immediately got my first jammed enemy after getting my first curse. Cool. It's actually fine. Like, this is not sarcasm. It's weird how many runs I've had recently where I'll have curse for a long time and it'll feel like jammage is never actually showing up. Is there a confirmed? There it is. God damn, I'm like doing really shitty with that. Yo, don't jump backwards towards bullets. There we go. That's like a bunch of money all at once. I actually didn't mean to do that roll there, but it's fine. Was it the last run that I had bouncy bullets? I guess it was. Yeah, that was as what's his name? What's their name? Herodox. I will always take blaze. I'm sure that that my treasure chest is safe. I'm just not sure now. Oiled cylinder is insane. Okay, so we'll give it to this. What's that, 200? Right. Oiled cylinder is fucking insane. What? What about the AK? I don't, well, I mean, I might as well. It's a good, like, it's actually a good weapon. Whoops. I'm just gonna finish off it before this boss, which is right here. But we're gonna backtrack. Don't you come back? No. Oh God! Stop! You know I'm not trying to do that. Game. Oh God, we gotta get him down quick before the bees. Before the bees. Alright, laundry's done. That's also, I had that set to be a reminder that I need to unplug Jackie's car, I think. We're trying to save a little money on energy by not leaving the car just plugged in until we take it in the morning, but actually unplugging it when we're done, which we don't, I don't know if that saves energy or not. Yes, yes. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Right, I got that damage boost with the eye patch. And I think I probably just about negated the accuracy down with the 2 accuracy boosts I have. Oops. Shit, why did I use a key? So. Is that a secret room? That was a secret room. That's the only reason that room was there, okay. Well, we can use our keys. Is there another... If I didn't just buy 2 explosive weapons, it might actually have been fine to have ghost bullets. Honestly, I'm thinking that, like, what's it called, could do a shitload of damage on this fight. Right, oiled cylinder means that that's not a bad weapon. Hard to think of that as not a bad weapon, but... I mean, not a slow to reload weapon, I guess. Never really thought of it as a bad weapon, just like hard to optimize use with. What else do I want to talk about? I think I want to talk about Marriage Story, but it's like too easy to praise Scarlett Johansson. Like, I was thinking about this earlier. There's 3, you know, pretty commonly cast female actors that I really, really like right now. And, you know, they're in a wide variety of movies, from action-y movies, big budget Hollywood blockbuster style things, to like more sophisticated, more small scale roles. But it's Amy Adams, Scarlett Johansson, and Emma Stone. Like, they're great in everything, and they're cast in everything. You know, there's plenty of others. There's Meryl Streep and Judi Dench and stuff like that. Like, people that are like known for their versatility and consistency and stuff like that. But, you know, I think I'm just talking like, I don't know why in what way they're different, but for some reason it feels like that's a grouping to me, which is probably messed up. It's probably just an age thing, but I don't know. Scarlett Johansson just, like, has not been bad in any movie I've seen. I haven't seen Ghost in the Shell, which I kind of want to watch just because I love the original, and it might be good to just give it my honest opinion. I wasn't massively blown away by Under the Skin. I liked its weirdness, and I liked its subtext and stuff like that. And it's not that I'm like stupid and didn't get it. I know it's like sex trafficking and human hunger and desire and stuff like that. fixing the problems therein. But, like, the pacing, which I'm sure was intentional, was, like, kind of exhausting. Like, beyond, you know, the normally, like, enjoyable to watch. Like, the movie just went on too long, and it had a pretty cool ending, but it kind of felt like its good ideas were spent pretty early on, and it just kind of had to fade away, you know? Or at least that's how I took it, which I can totally understand anyone having a different opinion of it. But, like, I would like to think of Arrival and Under the Skin as two kind of similar in tone movies. I guess it'd be more like saying Enemy and Under the Skin. Two movies about kind of cosmic weirdness. It's not called Enemy, is it? Yeah, it's called Enemy. The book is called The Double. Two things about kind of cosmic weirdness, like, I think those two movies make more sense to compare. Arrival is a little bit, like, safer, Jeremy Renner, like, time looping, and I don't know. It just, I wanted to compare Amy Adams to Scarlett Johansson in terms of similar roles, but fucking Marriage Story? I think it's called A Marriage Story. It's got like a really, really nondescript, non-engaging title. Like, as open-ended as you could make a title for a movie about a wedding situation. Or not a wedding situation, but a situation about a marriage. That movie is fucking amazing, okay? Like, Adam Driver fucking killed it in that movie. He did such a great job. And, you know, I don't know what else he's... I mean, I know he's been in Star Wars, and I know that, like, he's been in other things, but, like, it's always kind of seemed like he's in these, like, roles that aren't asking a lot of the acting. Not that he's ever been bad. That's the thing. It's like, it's hard to talk about this stuff because it's like none of these people are bad, but it's like, it's surprising when, like, it's like the first time I saw Ryan Gosling doing like a great job acting. You know, like, he's like he's like, they're both kind of, it doesn't feel like they're there on style. Back to Sayonara Wild Hearts. They're there on style, and the substance doesn't matter. But, like, then when you get the substance, it's like, holy shit, these guys actually are putting in the effort. And it's like Amy Adams, Scarlett Johansson, and Emma Stone could get by just being attractive people on film. And they, you know, there have very obviously been times where that was the major pull, but they never let that be their whole fucking deal. And it's great. It's great because, like, while they use that to their advantage, because you kind of fucking have to in that particular industry, they didn't let it be their defining characteristic. No one looks at Scarlett Johansson and just says, she's pretty in statement. Like, it's included. But, man, it just fucking sucks, though. Like, I don't know. This sounds like feminism from the guy's perspective, but it's like, I think the reason the stuff like this always bothers me is because, like, growing up with my mom and sister, growing up with, like, these women that had to deal with, like, the masculine gaze, had to deal with, like, this kind of horseshit, like, thrown at them, it makes me worried. Like, I don't know, like, how much of my interaction with women is, like, tinged with this, like, this weird subtext about them, like, being more physically attractive people, or like, I don't know. It's just so different. It's so. I've told like Jackie before, like there are days when I don't look at a mirror. Like there. I forgot to do this, by the way. There are long periods of time where I don't worry about looking at a mirror. It's not that I don't worry about it. It's just that I don't look at a mirror because I don't have the need to. It just kind of doesn't have. There's a little camera on me right now, but like. People being defined as their physical bodies first and foremost is so fucking weird and gross. Yikes. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's weird and gross because, like, it's something that I feel insecure about. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm devil's advocating, but it fucking feels weird and gross. What did this dog find? Or did he find it on this floor or the last? I want to keep as many Titanics around this hole as I possibly can. You know what? Okay. I want to see these Titanics. Yes! That's a good LGLF. I super did not FOK, and I skipped the... We're gonna hear a bunch of Titanic horns. Splodio doting. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could stop thinking about this stuff sometimes, because it's like frustrating. Because I can't do anything about it. I don't experience it. I get to just be. I've had like a thing on my face for hours and no one said anything, and I really wish that they would, because it would help me not feel like a fool later. But it also doesn't matter. People can see me do something dumb as hell. Ugly face, pimples all the time, scars, like, so they're just like, they see right past that quickly, and I get judged for other things after, you know, before that even weighs in, and it's fucking weird, it really is. But maybe it's also, you know, really beautiful guys, they experience it, and they have the same nervous system. But it's still a small subset of men, and it's not the majority the same way it is for women. I don't know. Bye.